Hey, welcome to the Two Talk Movies podcast. I'm Cam,
I'm Luke.
and we are back. Happy New Year! It's gonna be around January 17th when this comes out, so a little late on the New Year stuff. But
Yeah.
hope you guys had a happy holidays, happy New Year or whatever. Just happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. But we are back. My last semester. So
Unfortunately,
I don't know. It's
for
for
me at least,
for you.
you're probably ready to get out of here.
Man, I love this podcast, man. It's like my child. My 2-year-old kid, 3-year-old kid, I don't know. But yeah, this week we are talking about a movie which was once highly anticipated last year, all right? Which was
Right.
the thing. But we're talking about the 2024 film Nosferatu. Luke was very, I don't want to say excited, but he really wanted to talk about it earlier in the semester. Like when I first met him, we were talking about movies. We both wanted to see. I said Joker, he said this. So he texted me a couple weeks before we went on break. He was like, "Hey, can we do this when we get first episode back?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." I'm pretty sure I just said I don't care. I wasn't that excited about it.
Yeah, to me, it just kind of looked like one of those films that was like, yeah, we got to talk about that one. Like, it just kind of looked like something was going to happen with it.
Had it been for him, I probably wouldn't have known about it. I don't think I heard anything about it prior to him asking me about it. I don't think I saw any trailers or anything.
It was originally a 1922 silent film, though. So way back into wins. It was all black and white. The still like images for text boxes and stuff. And that version of the film just almost didn't ever get released because whenever the whole thing started, there's a guy named Bram Stoker from 1897, and he made this book called Dracula, which I'm sure most of you have heard that name before. And it was really popular, but there wasn't like really explicit copyright rules around. So that being like his only really successful book out of I think 17 or so that got made, when he passed away, his wife was in charge of all the distribution rights and the copyright for all that. So when she heard about a film parodying it and pretty much just copying the plot of Dracula, she was like, well, I need money because Dracula was the only famous one that's been out of print for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
So she went on this relentless retreat to like sue the crap out of them. The studio that made it, I think it was Prana Film, and Nosferatu is the only film they've ever made because she won. And instead of just being like, yeah, don't release it, she gathered all copies of it in one place and lit them on fire. But somehow one of them didn't get burnt. And then that's the version that got released. And that's how some audience got to see it. But it was in like limited showings. And then on late night TV, it randomly appeared. And if you're around my age, you probably remember seeing Nosferatu's face on SpongeBob flickering the lights on and off a little bit.
Somebody made that joke to me. I did not get it. I wasn't a big SpongeBob watcher, but shout out to you, I guess.
But
Yeah, the film, the 2024 film, stars Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, Nicholas
yeah.
Holt, Emma Corrin, and Ralph Ineson, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. I feel like I'm seeing Willem Dafoe everywhere now.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I like him as an actor.
Didn't like him in The Lighthouse.
I still need to watch that. It's on my watch list.
No, you don't. It's like the worst movie I've ever seen.
You told me before I need to watch more bad movies, though. So, like,
I did. Yeah, I think everything should be watched.
yeah.
Unless it's like, actually, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of bad movies recently on purpose. But yeah, the film is about, let me get these names accurate. Thomas Hutter, which is Nicholas Holt's character, and he's a real estate agent.
Yep.
And he's signing over some property to Count Orlok, who is Dracula.
Nosferatu, you mean?
I thought that was the town. No, that's the
Or wait.
vampire. I thought is the town?
Nosferatu is like the weird plague, but the vampire mix thing. But yeah, Count Orlok pretty much is Dracula.
Yeah, I read that Nosferatu is Russian for vampire. So I thought like I said, I thought the plague was the thing, but then at one point I thought it was a town name. But
they say it's something off of one of the books that Dafoe's character reads.
So he's signing over some property to him, but when he gets there, he knows Holt's character Hutter has like this what was it, like a necklace or a charm or something?
Mm-hmm.
That had his wife in it, and Ellen Hunter, which is Lily Rose Depp's character, and Count Orlok, Dracula. He's like, oh yeah, I need that. So while he's fake signing over contract for the real estate thing, he's kind of signing over like it's like signing over his right, not his right, signing over his wife.
Like his marriage.
Yeah, yeah. And Hutter gets trapped where or he gets sick, and then while he's sick, Dracula goes over and tries to smooth up his lady. Uh, and after he gets there, she wasn't going, but it's a whole thing because she was like having dreams when she was once a kid, uh, and then yeah, it's a lot. Like it's a whole bunch of backstory stuff. Um, but when Count Orlok or Dracula gets there, he says, "Yo, you got like 3 days or like it's chops." So while they're all at the end, it's kind of like a time or a rush against time to either kill Dracula, make sure everyone's all right, or for Lily Rose Depp or Ellen Hutter's character to just go with him to the afterlife or whatever cycle they got going on. But I think that was, I know it's kind of all over the place, but the film is like has a lot of different areas to cover, while it's still only being one main focus. Like is he gonna get the girl?
And surprisingly, comparing this one to the 1922 version, it's literally just the exact same. There's very minimal changes to it aside from like some more thorough dialogue.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a line in the original where Orlok says, "Your wife has a lovely neck," after seeing the necklace
Mm-hmm.
and like the pendant open. You don't get any goofy dialogue like this. You get more Shakespearean level of,
Well,
I don't want to say pretentious, like, but it's a little
I
bit.
think
It's
that's
a
the
little bit.
word. But yeah, I guess we can hop into opening thoughts. Luke, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I enjoyed the acting. Obviously star-studded. Most of them have some awards backing up their discography that like their previous roles and whatnot.
Filmography. Discography's music.
I'm cooked, man. It's over. But yeah, their filmography, they've got experience. They know what they're doing.
My bad. That was a dick
And
move. Sorry.
no, it's warranted. Um, but yeah, I really appreciated that. I also like the amount of single takes that they use for certain shots where the camera doesn't cut. There's a lot of times where the camera will go behind like a wall or a column, but it's not cutting. It's still just going, and it's just, I don't know how to explain it, like a flat wall, but you can still move the camera around past it. So it looks like you're going through walls and stuff,
Yeah.
but you're not. And I don't see that happen all the time, or like really often, but the majority of this film has shots like that.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
For the general thoughts, I'd say.
All right. Uh, I didn't have many expectations going into it, but I was left feeling better about it than what I came into it with. Uh, but it's also a film that I feel like it didn't really stick with me. And the only reason it didn't really stick with me, like, for, like, 80% of it, but the 20 really comes from this time period thing. Because a lot of the movies nowadays are, modern time, they have, like, a bunch of technology and stuff like that. Well, no, I won't say a bunch, but a decent amount, a lot of them. So I think that's kind of one reason why it's kind of standing out to me, and because it's kind of a dated, 100-year-old piece of media, so that's another reason why. But other than that, uh, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of marketing I've seen of it, but it
I
wasn't a
saw a
bad.
ton.
I didn't see a lot. I don't know why.
Maybe I'm just chronically online, I guess.
Maybe.
Side.
Uh, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of that. I saw more about Wicked. That's what it was. I saw Wicked.
Wicked did have a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Wicked before I even I didn't watch Wicked, but I saw that advertising like a year ago, and I didn't even know that was a thing because they had it at the AMC theaters and they'd premiere. I'm like, I thought that was just something that, but
Yeah.
we're not here to talk about Wicked. We're here to talk about Nosferatu. But yeah, it was all right. I think it was a little overrated as I saw
Yeah,
on Letterboxd. Who follows there? But yeah, it's my
yeah.
thing.
I think I appreciate the fact that kind of how you said with it sticks out is in the design, because it doesn't rely as much on technology as more modern stuff does.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a scene with Willem Dafoe's character and like a bunch of rats are like running around him and like moving over him. And yes, there are 2,000 real rats that were trained to do that with like a
Yeah.
couple hundred of them actually trained to move around, but because rats move in packs, like they would all just follow the
Follow.
trained ones. So like that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
Most people would just like maybe use two rats or something and CGI the rest of them or
Hmm.
something. So I do appreciate that. There's a bit of gore with it, but not in the form of just being blatantly in your face. It's more of a subtle gore, I would say. Where like a crazy face to make it that.
Cause, bro, there was blood coming out of his mouth and throwing up blood in her eyes, and
Yeah, but they're like spaced out far enough that it's more subtle. It like sneaks up on you. And then you see the parts with Thomas's character where like Orlok has been biting into him and you see the bite
yeah,
marks, but there's no like blood because it's all drained for the most part. So it's like more subtle in that way. You're not
yeah.
seeing all of it happen in real time.
I'm dumb. I didn't even know that was bite mark from the first time. I'm like,
They showed it like 3 times.
I know the first time I saw him, like I tried to look, I'm like, I don't know what that is. But then the second time, I'm like, oh, all right, yeah. But yeah, I didn't know what that was.
I I will say I didn't really care for Nock as much in his side plot. It's just kind of there. Nock is this kind of I don't want to say henchman, but side guy
Yeah.
for Orlok to help him out around, kind of like a butler of sorts.
He wasn't
And
in. Oh, keep going.
yeah, but uh, I don't know. He just didn't have much relevance to any of the plot other than getting Orlok to the castle at the very end. So there's like this unnecessary side plot of him breaking out of jail after getting arrested and like biting a bird's head off. Just random stuff.
I feel like that's something
But
out of Long Legs. Have you seen that yet?
no, it's on my watch list.
Oh yeah,
I need to get to it though.
there was a little bit of that. But yeah, I uh agree with that because that's the only part that stood out to me when he was. I don't know, kind of like glazing about that. Like, what do you need, master? I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
stand up, Brody. But
but
yeah,
yeah, that part was annoying. Uh, Time was also kind of another big issue I had with this one. I wasn't a fan that there was like no clear passage of time
yeah, that's mine too.
because whenever Thomas goes to Transylvania, because it's just Dracula and they say that it is Transylvania, but he shows up and they say it's supposed to be, I think, a 6-week journey to the castle. And 3 scenes later, he's there.
Yeah,
And I'm like, where did you find the time to get here? Mind you, you lost your horse in the process of this.
yeah.
Did you just walk the rest of the way? Did that not slow you down? And then he comes back. So you skip over the 6 weeks that it would have taken him to get back. And then his wife is like, oh, it's been a few months. And I'm like, what? It was 2 scenes ago. Like, what
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Uh, I remember that too. I didn't like. I don't know. We just kept skipping through. I'm like, bro, this is going by pretty quick. But I also felt like it dragged at the same time. Like the movie in general felt like it dragged. But that scene, I remember those scenes felt like they were like really quick. But
I think the dragon came into play, especially during the end, whenever he said you have 3 days left, because you can only tell when a day passes if you pay attention to when it's light or dark out. But
yeah,
all the dark scenes happen in the bedroom, like all every other scene.
yo,
So you don't know if it's passing or if it's the same
that's
night.
the only
So like,
reason why, and that's because I like the lighting so much, and that's the only reason why or how I knew it was what day had passed. But I disagree with the fact that it felt like it was dragging at the end. I feel like it was
oh,
dragging. I felt right before they told me, yo, you got 3 days. Right before that, like the last 20 minutes before that, that's when I'm like, bro, this movie's like mad long. Because I didn't see how long it was before,
yeah,
but then I felt that the 3 days kind of rushed at the end. Uh,
I can understand that.
yeah, but the movie's only 2 hours and 12 minutes. But sitting there felt like I was there for like 2 hours and 30, 45 minutes. So I feel like, I don't know, I think not the last 20 because those are kind of crucial minutes, but towards the end of the second act, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think another part that I can give some praise to is the acting. I think Lily Rose Depp was probably my favorite performance out of that because there's a lot of times where her character has to transition immediately in milliseconds between different emotions. There's one where she's trying to warn Thomas about Orlok and like what he is as the demonic vampire guy.
Mhm.
And she's like crying, sobbing about it because she's so afraid of it, like explaining the dream about her wedding day. But then remembering how happy said wedding day was, she starts laughing mid-scene and then goes right back to it, like paralyzing fear, and the camera doesn't cut, it doesn't change angle. Like you're still just stuck there in the moment with her.
I didn't notice a lot of the one takes or tracking shots with that. Uh, but I will agree that the acting was well done. Uh, I can't say it for Dracula's part because his was kind of like I'm not saying it's bad, but it wasn't like as good as the other as the other two. Uh,
I don't think
Ellen.
it was prominent enough either. Like that's kind of the point. Like, who is this mysterious shadow man? But like at the same time, who is he? Like, why are you just not gonna show him?
That's what
But
I was thinking coming into it. Like I thought they were gonna have him be mysterious to the point like we don't I don't think we ever get a real clear shot of his whole face
not
until
during the movie, no.
yeah, we don't get that. But I'm glad they made him look they gave him a lot of talk or dialogue, which I
Yeah.
was appreciative of because I thought I was gonna have to try and figure out who this person was the whole time, not knowing that it was like a reflection of the 1922 version. But I haven't seen that either, or I haven't seen that. I have that
Which
written
is
down.
kind of strange too when you think about the design between that film and this one, where don't look at all the same.
I saw a
Yeah,
clip of the
the
first one.
Nosferatu from 1922 is more bald, elfish, pointy ears, no facial hair or anything.
Wide eyes too.
Yeah, and then this one, uh, played by Skarsgård, takes more of a, I don't know if modern reinterpretation is the right word for it, but it's definitely like more believable.
That mustache is crazy.
Yeah, huge mustache, big fur coat. He's not bald. I think he's got some hair. His ears are secluded, so you can't even tell. And he's got like this like thick and raspy voice and an accent the entire time.
Which you can't. I didn't know what he was saying half the time, especially at the beginning. I could not. I wish they had dialogue because everyone has accents, so I'm kind of following it, everyone in general. But his was so thick, pause,
Yeah.
and that I just could not. I did not know what he was saying.
And then you've got like the breaks in that where it's like Darth Vader-ish level of breathing where he's like, I need to find my home. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do I need a cough drop? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I just
But to be fair, I don't know if that's like maybe something the 1922 version thought of because it was a silent film, so you wouldn't have gotten any of that. But I personally don't think so. I feel like just having the text box like on screen during that time, you would just like read it in your head and be like, yeah, he sounds like everybody else.
yeah. So I was thinking too that that it adds to his character that not that doesn't really sound too deep and mysterious,
Mhm.
dark and mysterious. Uh, I don't know how else he would have sounded though.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine any other voice to be honest. Maybe like I was gonna say like Bane, but if he didn't have a mask on, but I don't think so. Like I think
I
this
feel like
thing
if it was like that, it would be too squeaky and I would have laughed too much during the film.
Bane.
Yeah, without the mask, his voice is
Oh
just
yeah, yeah,
squeaky.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like I can't think of
So, yeah,
any.
I don't know.
It works,
It all just works.
except it doesn't. I don't know what you're saying, but it works for you. So I got what you were trying to do. Like I get what the message kind of was. I just could not tell you verbatim what you just said to me. But a part that I really um enjoyed was the cinematography. I think that's what makes it kind of stand out, as well as the the history. History. I'm sorry, it's been a minute since I've talked to the mic, so I'm kind of all over the place. Uh, as well as the history, but shot selection, like you said, you brought up that kind of like how it's blocked and tracking shots and stuff like that. But I think kind of this main establishing shot was the hand going over the city, which was like crazy, and that's another one I didn't cut. And then the camera would kind of I don't know how often it did it, but it would kind of back out like super far. Like it started like really close in the room or something, but then it back out, I think. No, no, no. It was the same hand shot.
Like it would pull back and make the hand like look elongated and like stretched out.
Yeah, but it would like follow far enough to go into someone's room.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really cool. I don't know how I'm pretty sure they just had like a set. And they just had like play with the light and shadows and stuff like that. But that was really well done. And the lighting was a huge part of it because we don't even see Nosferatu's entire face. except the end. But at that point, it was already kind of deteriorating and like melting off stuff like that.
And that's another thing that I really liked was the design of Orlok at the end when you get to see more of him.
Hmm.
And without giving, I guess, too much away about the ending, but like you see him without his shirt and coat on, right? So you see his whole back and like how bony and pasty it is, I guess. But like you see the flesh peeling off of him because he is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
So you get all of that with it, and I think the design team did good with that.
I wonder what else has Bill Skarsgård. I know he was it.
Yeah, he was it. I think there he was in. I thought there was another horror movie or two that he was a part of.
My internet's slow.
Because I know anytime like somebody that's like a big bad of a horror role, like Skarsgård is the guy that comes to mind for it.
He was a barbarian, but he was a regular person in that. I haven't seen the Crow. Oh, he was the Crow. He was in Deadpool too. Didn't see it. Okay, that's it. All right. Other than that, it was just Pennywise and Nosferatu, barbarian too at the beginning. But I wonder how he was the guy for that though. Like it's I don't know, making him the guy to be this big character.
Well, originally he wasn't.
Really?
Yeah,
Who was it supposed to be?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know he's in one of the like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them spin-off movies, and it wasn't the one with Johnny Depp, but it was the other guy who played the bad guy and had like a whitish eye. It's his character. Was originally going to play Nosferatu, and Skarsgård was going to play Thomas, but I don't remember if the other guy canceled on it or
Daniel Day Lewis, Mads Mikkelsen.
yeah, him,
Mads.
Mickelson.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He was the guy that was supposed to play Nosferatu originally, and Skarsgård would be Hutter. But
Oh,
I don't remember if Mickelson like dropped out or what all happened with that because I know there was a thing. It was revealed on some podcast thing that Skarsgård went on. But yeah, fun facts. The more you know.
hmm, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What are some other cool things that this film did?
So we're all over the place, guys. He's had a longer day than me.
Well, I feel like the thing with it is that like, is it good? In my opinion, yes. Is it enough that it sticks with you and you can like pick out all those details? Not really. Like, yeah, you can pick up a few, but like outside of the ones that like I have mentioned so far, like that's all I had written down because it wasn't even one that like I could be like, you know what, I want to go rewatch Nosferatu.
Yeah. Like I said, it didn't stick with me. And I don't know what could have allowed it to. Like I feel like if there was a lot of action with it, then it might have taken away from what it once was. And I think it did the best it could. Like with the rat thing, I like how it was more than like for one, it was cool that you said that those are real rats doing that,
Yeah,
and it kind of had added that demonic presence. But I think the plot was just kind of lackluster to the point, and then like it's not bad, it's just not enough.
yeah,
And I think it could have been something at the end where do you want to spoil it now?
you can do it.
Uh, when they kind of hype up this game plan, because at this point Nosferatu's already back. Or he's not back, but he's with his wife, uh,
Ellen.
Ellen, and they know time's running out, and they hype up this big plan. Okay, we're gonna get him here. We're gonna get this stake, and then we're just gonna stab him. But they end up going to they stab the wrong guy, and the scars not Skarsgård Dracula has sex with Ellen, but he just I guess he goes too long, and the sun comes up, and that's just how he dies. That's how it's vampires can't do sunlight, but I feel like I wrote this on Letterboxd. Follow me, but like that's what he get for being too horny. Like you just and I guess there's or maybe I'm just getting it wrong, and maybe I'm just simplifying it too much. But what other way was there? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a book that Defoe's character has that shows that image where like the lumpier has to be in the sun and he'll
Mhm.
die. but like that's also how he dies in the 1922 film. So kind of piggybacking off of your point, is this movie aiming to be more of a restoration and like remaster of the original, or is it just not self-aware enough to make something different? Because like you said with that plan, if they did go there and like he happened to be there, but Orlok kills them and then wins and then goes back and plays out, maybe that would make it a little bit better. But like,
That'd be too
and I
quick.
don't know. Yeah, it would
Yeah.
still be quick. So
So it's not a lose lose, but just like just
what do you do?
yeah.
What do you?
So I don't know. I was. What do you do? You think there was a lot of too much sexual stuff going on? Cause before I came in, I heard that they were gonna show his pantywecker, his pee, his Johnson, but
Yeah, I heard that too, and then I
didn't
didn't
see it.
notice it. Not that I was looking for it, but like,
Yeah, of course.
but
Yeah.
like, I there's one scene. I think it's with. I want to say it's Knock, where he's like hunched over in the basement, where he's like undressed, but
Yeah.
you never see his front. It's from the chest up. So like, did we all just get lied to? Like,
Is
I don't.
is that a thing though? Like I don't. It's rare where I see a man's business on screen. Like I've seen it before, but
I
I
feel
don't,
like it doesn't happen nearly as often.
as for women, because women, they're director like in movies, more women are like just. I was taking off tops. Not that that's a problem, but not that it's a problem either way, because your art,
Yeah, I know what you're trying to
movie
say.
wise.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just like, what are you gonna do about it? But one other thing that kind of like struck me as odd when I watched it that I didn't know, and I don't know if it's the same for the 1922 version, is the town that Orlok moves to is in Germany. I just didn't know that. I was like really took aback by it because I was like looking at the village and like the way they spoke and it all being English, and I was like, surely this is just some random like English town like in the
yeah,
colonies or
uh,
whatever. And then I see the big font text that just says where it is in Germany, and I was like, is that really where we're at? And then like no set designs that have words on it like aren't in English except
mhm,
for maybe the one book that Defoe has that's like all in this ancient text writing.
okay.
And I was like,
You know that
okay, random.
man, man. What if this one? I think probably gonna be a short one, to be honest, episode
What
wise.
can you do?
Yeah, like
Nosferatu, what can you
it's
do?
not that crazy, not that much Like it, it's something you could just sit down and watch. Like it's not something you're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's like the best thing ever. But I mean, for me at least, I mean, you could go into like, oh man, this is a really interesting way to retell a story, and have your own opinions about it. But for me, I guess for us,
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
I
Like,
don't know.
I watched it, right? And I know that it's good, and my rating will reflect that. But at the same time, I kind of have that same feeling after watching 2001 with slightly toned down, where it's like, yeah, it does a lot that's really good, but it's just not boring, but I don't care.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Where I'm just
Oh,
like, yeah,
okay.
like where I'm just like, it's over. You did a lot that's technically great,
What else?
but what else you got?
Yeah,
And they're like, um, a dime and a goldfish, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Like,
I wish I understood it. We did an episode about that. Watch it if you haven't. But everyone's always saying it's like the greatest thing ever. I need to go back and watch because
and I don't think that this is like where you can apply that same idea, where it's like this
yeah,
is the greatest thing ever. You're just wrong.
yeah, because you're
Like
clearly trying to
it,
do something.
yeah, and it is good. Like you do a lot of behind the scenes filmmaking that therefore makes it good.
Yeah,
But when it really comes down to it, and you stop and think about it afterwards, it's like I don't really want to rewatch it. Like it was good, but like, eh.
like the story, like the journey to get to the plot, to get to the ending, isn't that interesting to make you sit back and and just gaze at it. It's just okay. We're here. And this is what happened. Shit, all right. But I feel like we're talking in circles. Wanna do ratings?
Yeah, I'm good whenever you are.
I didn't put it on Letterbox.
I feel like I probably should do the same thing because I always have mine like immediately after, so I know exactly how I thought about it.
That's what I think it was. It was either Brooke or EJ's episode, they came in telling me my rating. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop
It
doing
was
this.
definitely one of those.
Yeah.
I got on you how to
Said I said I'm done putting my ratings. So after we talk about it,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give this a 3. Like it's over 2.5. That's just like, but I'd say it's better than cause I really don't want to rewatch. But this, I think I could rewatch it. One more time in a couple years. But it's not something where I'm just like, bro, you haven't seen Nosferatu yet? No, it's just like you haven't seen it. Shit, all right, it's not missing too much. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's me, Luke.
I think maybe for me, it was more the appreciation I had for the acting and cinematography of it that carried it more so than the plot, even though I still stand by story is the most important thing you can do in any like form of art, whether it's like storytelling wise, whatever.
Hmm.
But I don't want to say it was flat because like I was interested and I wanted to see what was happening, but
Yeah.
I can't care enough to go back and rewatch it afterward. So I think solely because of that acting and cinematography, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Or
I think.
okay, not bad. But yeah, that's our rating. Those are our ratings. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hope you guys have a happy or had a happy entry into the new year. Celebrate the holidays well. We will be back next semester. Nope,
It is
next
already
week.
semester.
We'll be back next week with another episode. Sorry if this one was kind of all over the place. Kind of getting back into the groove of thing. We'll be back straight and good.
We'll be locked in next week.
Yeah, this week is the first. It's our first day back at school.
Yeah,
So
we're just here. We vibing.
yeah, we'll be right back next week. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.